Hello, welcome to the UTSA workshops on data analytics with Python. My name is Kai. I'm a postdoc fellow in the Department of Management Science and Statistics at UTSA. I'm also an adjunct faculty at the UT Health San Antonio. So this is an introductory video for the UTSA workshops on data analytics with Python. So Python is one of the most popular programming languages. It is widely used in data science, automation, machine learning, and web development. In the UTSA workshop on data analytics with Python, together we will start programming with Python with an emphasis on data analytics. So in these workshops, no prior knowledge in Python or programming is needed. And we will start everything from scratch and move forward to building functions, data processing and optimization, basic machine learning and data-driven optimization. In this video, we will get started with building the Python development environment that is Anaconda for Python. So now let's go ahead and open up the website for Anaconda. And here on this anaconda.com, we click on this free download. So in this walkthrough of the installation, we will install Anaconda for a Windows PC. So click on this download and specify the location of the file where you're gonna save it. The downloading will take a while. So now the downloading has been finished. So here is the installation package. So now we double click on this package, click on the next, and we agree on the user license agreement. And we are installing it for just one user. We keep the destination installation destination folder as is. Keep everything as default. So now the installation has been started. So this is gonna take a while, about a couple of minutes. So let's wait for it's finished. So now we say the installation has been finished, installed in this folder as we specified earlier. Now we click on this next and next, and we're gonna launch the Anaconda Navigator, which is where all the Anaconda associated softwares are managed together. So for the first time to open Anaconda, it's going to take a while. So now we have Anaconda Navigator opened. So the primary software we're going to be using is the Jupyter Notebook. So this is the most popular development interface for data analysis. So let's launch this Jupyter Notebook. As mentioned, it is a web-based interface. So it will be opened with your default web browser. For me, it is Chrome. So now I have this Jupyter Notebook opened. As you can see, it is a web-based system. It's opened using my web browser. And you can see all the files listed here is all the files under my username on this particular machine. So now let's click on this desktop. And you can see I have already created a dedicated folder for this workshop called DA with Python. So let's click on this folder. So now the folder is empty. So let's create our first Python file. We can go to the upper right corner, click on this new, and select Python 3. Now it opens another tab, which is the development interface. So first of all, let's click on this untitled to rename the file name. Let's name it as introduction. Introduction. rename, introduction, rename. So now we are ready to write our first line of Python code. So we use a print. So print is a predefined function in Python used to print out something. And the brackets. So in the brackets, let's put in something that we want to print it out. So we want to put in quotation signs first. And we want to put a string information to be printed. Hello world. Now this command line has been finished. Let's run this line of code. Now we can see that the hello world has been printed out. Similarly, now let's define a variable. Let's call the variable as a. And we define a with a value. We give a value as a value as 210. And then we press on the enter. Now we go to the second line, another line of the code. We do a print brackets, and we want to print out this variable, the value for the variable a. So now let's run this line of code. Now you can see it's printed out the value of a as 210. So now we can see that there are many different types of data in Python. So let's check what's the type of the data for the variable a. So we type in type. So that's a function for us to check the data type of a variable or anything. So now we're going to check the data type of variable a. So we run this line. It returns an integer. So basically a, which is 210, is an integer value. So now we want to give it another try. So again, we're using the variable a. However, now we give it a different value as 210.1. And then we want to go to the next line by pressing on the enter. We type in, we want to check the type of the variable a. So data type of a now is float. So it's a different data type that can contain the information of the decimals. So if it's an integer, that means it only have integer values. However, now it's a integer plus a decimals. So now it's a float data. So now let's do an example. So let's define a variable called the number of students. And we give it a value as 16. And then we go to another line. We want to print out this variable. Just to be careful, the uppercase and lowercase. So all the functions predefined in Python should be lower cases. So now we just want to copy and paste here. We want to print out the value of this new variable, number of students. And then we run this piece of code. You can see 16 was printed out. And we may have different ways of printing information. We can do print brackets number of students. So this is a string. That means it's text information. So we need to use this quotation signs to mark it like this. So then we can ensure it's going to be printed out correctly. And now we want to print it out something else, which is the value of the variable number of students. So basically we want to print it out. The number of students is 16. Is 16. So now we want to print out the number of students. So that's the variable, contains the value of 16. So now let's run this line of code. So now we see we are running into an error because when we're using this print function, the first half within the quotation sign, that's a string data type. However, the data type of the variable number of students is actually an integer, as we show here. So then, because the two pieces of information in this print function is not aligned, they are not in the same data type, then they cannot be printed out. So we just need to change. So basically, we want to make sure the information that need to be printed out are in the same data type. So number of students is, so we want to change the data type of the number of students. We make it as a string. Basically, we change it to text information instead of number information. And it will print it out exactly the same way. So we're going to run it. You can see that the number of students is 16. Okay, so let's keep going. So let's define another variable called the number of new students. And we give it a value of 6. Let's run this piece of code. You can see because we don't have a print function, so Python itself will save this variable and the value of this variable internally. So Python will not automatically show the information unless we print it out. So now let's do a simple calculation. You see, we type in like this: total number of students equals to number of students plus number of new students. So basically, we will have a new variable here called the total number of students. And this new variable equals to the value of the variable number of students plus the value of the variable number of new students. Let's make sure these stylings are correct. Okay. As we already know that the number of students, this variable has a value of 16. And we know that the number of new students, this variable have a value of 6. And then we're gonna go to the next line. We want to print out print brackets and quotation marks number of total number of students is, now we want to print out the value of this total number of students. We want to print out the value of the variable total number of students as a string, so that all the information in this print function is aligned. Just to double check that the brackets are all correct. So we run this piece of code. So now we see that the total number of students is 22, which is number of students plus the number of new students. Okay, so now let's try something different. Let's say if we want to put in something, we want to have an interactive interface. We see that we use the same variable number of new students. It equals to input what is the number of new students? Question mark. So basically, it will show a question here. What is the number of new students? And the user will input the value for this variable number of new students. So let's run this piece of code. What is the number of new students? We give it like a 20. And then we click on the enter here. So now this 20 value has been inputted in Python environment. So it's basically doing is it will assign an integer value 20 to this variable number of new students. Now let's print number of new students. Run this one. Now we see the value of the variable number of new students is 20. And we have other ways to formatting the print function. For example, here, we want to print out the number of students. And it will show a value as the sequence of 0. And we dot. We're going to format this information using this format function here. As the value of the number of new students. Okay, so basically this is saying is here. So we in this print function, we will print out the information in this quotation signs. And after it printed out the string information, number of students, and in these large brackets, it will show the information number 0 within this format function here. So now let's run this piece of code. We click on this run. We see that it will print out the number of students first. And then in this 0, 0 means the first information in this format function here. So the number of new students here, which is 20, will be printed out here. So that will be some basic functions in Python with Jupyter. And in this workshop series, we will explore more fun and interesting topics. And we will get you started with Python, and then we will go deeper to further data analytics, machine learning, and optimization topics. And I hope you enjoy this brief introduction video. And I would like to see you in person in our workshops. And thank you so much, and have a good one.